Recording in progress.
Yeah, I got some stuff from Vitacan, the delivery. I actually kind of went too crazy with ordering stuff from them because I think they gave me, I don't know, they gave me a pretty good discount. But I got, what is this? White Wedding. It smells nice and fruity.
Oh, yeah, we did have that. Yeah, we did.
What's the
have that.
terpenes on that one?
The terpenes. It
That's
doesn't
what I
say
do like
which
about
ones. It says 1.479%.
Okay.
It's not too high in THC.
It's not too
There's
high,
like
but it's still the
13%.
taste is still good with them. I love
Yeah.
I love the fact they put the terpene.
No, look at your other label.
Yeah, I think she said it was 1 point.
You should have another label.
It just says the percentage though. It doesn't say like
Oh, tell them the next time you go, you want the label with the terpenes and the CBG on it. You don't want them to cover that label up.
it tells me the percentages, right? But you're talking about each terpene. They list.
Yes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I wish
know.
all dispensaries did that.
Exactly.
Right,
That's what we
that.
love about Vitacan. And the fact they put everything in glass jars. That's awesome.
Yeah, glass is nice too. They're more and more expensive though, I think, out of all of them.
They have they've been having some of those good deals. What is it? The 5 get 5 pre-rolls, 3 free or something like that.
But then that kills your rep too.
Yeah, in a way. Yeah.
So Terry, can you explain to us what the hell the new thing in the
35-day thing, the new addition to it? Because I know you guys are probably gonna have the most problem with it because you guys always
we will.
Crap out your
I'm out of rec until the 12th.
Yeah. We've been using
wow.
So, I went to the grand opening at Cannabis and she was like, you can't even get your free pre-roll. I was like, I probably can't even get a fucking stem at this point.
Damn.
And she started laughing. She was like, that's a good one. I'm like, I'm for real. And she's like, no, let me look. I'm like, no, I'm for real. And she's looking. And she's like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, I told you.
But already? You're on the 9th? Damn.
Yeah, I've been out for a few days, actually. I think since like the 2nd, I've been out.
But that's what's good about it. Offsets with when hers starts and when mine starts. So that way when hers run out, mine's pick up.
No.
That's right. We changed. We're on the same day
we're
now.
on the same thing now.
Yeah.
So if we have our days start together now.
Yeah.
We used to have it where when my day stops, his day starts. But we went to the doctor together because they had a good deal for a couples deal.
Dr. Cannabis.
And so we only paid $210 or $240 for both of us.
Oh yeah.
So that saved us because we were doing Doc MJ and that was $190 for each. So we went with them for the deal. And so then that caused us to be the same days. But according to Dr. Barry Gordon, he came back after going to Tallahassee last week. And he said that it's pretty much where you're not going to be able to buy like your full, say on the 33rd day, you want to buy your full 2.5 ounces. You can't go back in 2 or 3 days, which is your 36th day, and buy another 2.5 ounces.
Yeah.
You have to wait 35 days. But you
so it doesn't really affect you if you don't buy in bulk like that. If you're just buying maybe a quarter every week,
it won't matter to you.
Week, you should be good.
But you're gonna, to my opinion, the way I've calculated, you're gonna end up losing a couple of 8s because it restarts after you've reached your capacity of what they say you've bought. Like say if you go every day and you buy an 8, then it's gonna restart you in like that middle of the week.
Which is
that's so weird. Like, what is the point of this? Like, really, what's the point? Aren't they missing out on money?
More hurdles. More hurdles.
Regulate you more, and for them to get more money.
Yeah, and it's what's crazy about it because we know people that actually live in the country where there are not many dispensaries around. So when their rec comes up, they go for the gusto. They get everything they can, and then they go back. So that way they have their weekly or their daily, regimen or whatever. And that's just crazy that you got to be limited to certain much. That's what I like about the petitions and stuff that are going out to try to change some of these things where we can be able to just do it our own,
So there's a petition
Well,
right now
some people,
circling
'cause you
to
guys-
change that?
No.
To reverse it?
No,
not to reverse that, but
Oh yeah, to
Homegrown.
legalize it. Just fucking
Homegrown.
legalize it.
Yeah.
Just free the shit.
He said, "Oh, so everybody can grow their own though." But I always stress that it is not fucking easy. I don't know why people are so bent out of shape with the control over how many trees and all this and all that, because it's like everybody's not gonna be fucking growing plants all willy nilly like it's all good.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, like I can't. Jay tried recently too. She can't.
I know. I heard that
It's
from
dead.
when Lauren
It
asked
died.
you.
And that's the thing about it. Keep going. Because the first one that what was it? 4.0 out of 3 months.
Not even.
Yeah, it was crazy. So it's more so of don't give up, keep going.
Yeah.
Because it will get bigger.
It's
Trust
easy.
me,
It really is.
It really is.
Once you get the concept of it, it's really fucking easy. And Jay, you have the concept. So now that if you just really take someone's say if you started something,
some beans.
And I give you the full from veg to flour,
You would do great.
You really do what I tell you to do. I'm telling you, you'll see a difference. And then the next time you can do that, but add in your own way.
Yeah.
And then even if it's not me, watch, Rob from CLTV on YouTube,
just
or cannabis
influencers.
industry lawyer that's on YouTube. Like they give you different tips and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how my husband got me into it, because he's an early riser. He gets up at 3-4 in the morning and he goes straight to YouTube. And so he really started getting into these people that was growing. And like this one guy, he wears a mask. And I really was intrigued because his whole backyard is just so organized and so beautiful. And I was like, wow, I'm going to start watching this with you. And I did. And I picked up on things to do for my own personal garden with my kids, like my peppers or my lettuce and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm telling you, you have the concept. You just need to add a little bit more.
And the plant is really resilient. Like it could take a beating.
Yes.
It could take a beating.
Yeah. You don't
say
have to be precious with it.
But I
don't know. I think I don't have the time or patience. I think I just don't have the time or patience to actually take the time to learn and figure out all the things. I kind of just put it in the soil and watered it, and let's see what happens.
So
and it got pretty far.
You want to do super soil. If you don't want to take care of it, you just go organic and do super soil.
There's many different ways you can be able to garden. And when you do find it, and being in soil is actually much easier for the beginner, because you can be able to, if you don't give it the right nutrients at that time, you can be able to, let me go ahead and rinse that out and let me put the right nutrients in, compared to there's other ways where it's like, once you put that in there in the reservoir or whatever, and it sucks it up, it'll take effect immediately and start showing. And depends on how much you give it, it could die. So it all depends on how you're growing it, because there are some for the advanced and there's some for the beginners.
My daughter started chives with me a year ago, and I bought her a whole planter. It's a wooden planter. She could probably fit like 4 of them in there, different plants. And it was a phase. We were started homeschool, and it was a assignment that we were doing. And so we're like, let's just do all of this shit. And I got into my Zen moment, and I was like, this is my like meditation kind of thing.
Got matching shirts and everything.
And she got tired of it. But the motherfucking chive is still growing. And it's all because of the super soil. And she don't do shit. It is literally growing over the wooden planter, and she doesn't do it. She'll cut it with me to give to the neighbor, because the neighbor really likes to use it. She's Puerto Rican, so she puts it in all her food. It's a garlic chive.
She makes some salsa.
Yeah, and she'll get my hot peppers and make salsa. And she don't
make fried rice with them too.
And she's like, look what I grew. And I was like, girl, you didn't grow shit.
And that's from overwatering, underwatering.
It grew itself.
Right.
Yeah, she's overwatered, she's underwater. When you get in the right soil, there's no mess ups.
Yeah.
So
what's the super soil? What is it? It's called super soil?
it's like a soil that already have all the nutrients and stuff and food inside of it.
Pretty much.
And you could buy that anywhere? Like in Home Depot, Lowe's?
No.
No, you
I go to like a nursery.
Yes, hydroponics. Stay away from the commercial stores when it comes to soil.
Yeah.
They are more lead. They don't have the right nutrients. It keeps you wanting to get more and more and more, basically. When you go to a local hydroponic store, there's somebody that knows. They're the one that actually made a lot of the stuff there. They're the ones that grow the little peppers or chives and all sorts. So they want to give you the right knowledge that they use to grow in the season they grew it in.
If you go to the right hydroponic store.
Exactly. If you go to the right one, because some of them will say they're privately owned, but they come out there, they're like another McDonald's
like
or
Urban
Dunkin'
Roots.
Donuts or something.
So you guys also grow like fruits and vegetables. What kind of fruits and vegetables do you guys got going?
So I'm so fucking proud of myself. So I have a huge tomato plant going right now, right?
It is.
I've been struggling for 2 years to grow a tomato plant. No lie. It has been
Never
2
give
years.
up.
And I couldn't get it. And it didn't matter what I tried. I was not getting it. Nothing was popping up, just the flowers.
Yeah.
So finally I went and got a magnolia tomato plant from our hydroponic store, our local hydroponic store. And it was already started. And I told her, I said, look, I have been pruning it and I have left it alone and nothing's happening. I said, and eventually one time it ended up just overtaking everything.
It grew big as hell.
And so my husband cut it down. He's like, this is just not working. And she goes, just give it a little bit of nutrients and then see what happens. Yeah. So my husband made a tea and I have like 12 fucking huge ass tomatoes growing on this plant now.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I have that. I have garlic chives. I have a huge aloe because that's what we use to make our teas in. Yeah. And then
that's
I
amazing
have
plant too.
Yeah, aloe's good for everything.
Yeah, it's really good for everything. We had one in our backyard and my mom used to fucking slap it on everything. Whenever I got burned, I got too much sun. She sliced one open and just slapped that shit all over me. And they're like,
this will fix that, boo-boo.
Yeah, aloe's great.
Yes. And then I have so I was trying to be a good in-law and I'm trying to grow some collard and mustard greens for my mother-in-law. And I thought it would be done before the holiday, but it's not. I kind of struggled on that one. But it's
she makes some good collard greens.
Yeah, she does. And I would get some brownie points if I took her some homegrown collard greens.
What do you give
How about for New Year's? Will it be ready in New Year's? Isn't that like one of the things that you eat for New Year's for like for wealth or for like money?
Cash, I think black eyed peas for the coins or something like that. And
greens is for the money.
Yeah, green is for the money. I think the black eyed peas is for the coins and
pork rinds.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
I think that's what you call it.
It's a tradition though. Yeah, it's every year tradition. My mom still does it.
Yum. Another thing that's hard to grow too, just like it's hard to grow stuff, it's hard to make edibles as well. And you are a baker also. People also always talk about cooking with weed. And I'm like, cool. Do you do it? I'll have some of yours because I feel like every time I fuck it up too. So
I used to do it and I thought I was fucking it up because it never worked on me, but everybody else got high.
That's hilarious.
Oh, so you made shit and everybody got high except for you?
Yeah, but whenever I baked, this was back in my 20s. I would only use reggies. Like I wouldn't buy like kind bud, like crippy bud to cook with it. Right. I would buy reggies and then use that to bake. And everybody else would get baked.
And I haven't heard Reggie's name in a long time.
Showing my age.
Yeah,
I'm like, hold on. Oh, Mids, that's what she means?
No, I think it was actually before Miz. I think it's
it came before Miz.
Well, not really came. I think it's Miz is higher than the Reggies.
Oh, really?
I've had some really bad dirt. I don't know. Somebody trying to make a quick buck.
Reggies is that pressed brick of
that
weed.
nasty.
That, that like you take it apart and it's like flat, like flat plant.
Nothing but seeds and sticks.
Yeah, might as well be smoking.
Still got you high when you baked it. Still did a great job. Well, not for me, but everybody else liked it.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but you know what? You have had edibles that kind of did do something for you, and
I think they did.
Yeah, and
we gotta test it again.
So when I come in
test it
February to Miami, I am specifically gonna make you some more, and I'm gonna bring them to you. So we're gonna try it out, and you gotta eat it while I'm there.
Okay.
No.
It depends. Well,
and you're gonna stick around for 2 hours to see if it hits?
Yes. I'll stick around all fucking day to see if it works.
We should do gravity bong.
Yes.
Sorry, guys. Smoking and I have a cough from being sick.
Sometimes if we're at like an event or a function, we've had somebody who's came once and then they left and then came back again. And I can see in their eyes, I can see in their face, the way they're walking now, like, for one, yeah, you liked it, huh? And I liked it. And then they're looking around like, So,
well, you have to like it because you came back the second time to spend more money. So if you didn't like it the first time, you're definitely not coming to spend more money.
Is that your motto, Terry?
I am, because I believe
you must like it because you came back.
Yes. And he gets on to me because he's like, babe, they came back for the third time. What kind of deal do you want to do for them? And I'm sitting here thinking, well, they're going to come back for the fifth time because this is the third time and they're spending even more money. So the fifth time they're going to spend triple the money. Then I'll do the deal. And then my husband has to put me in my place because it's not always about that. And I always have to show my love and support to the people that are showing love and support to me because I am just coming out and I'm new to the community. But, there are times
you're trying to get your name out.
Right.
Yeah.
So
at the same time, it takes a lot of work and energy and love to make those things. So you're trying to see your return on it.
Yes. And that's what I've been telling him. Like, I only allow him to be in charge of the smoothies and the churros, and that takes 5 fucking minutes. He cannot do infusion. He cannot bake. He cannot make no batter. You don't shop. And shopping is the worst thing right now.
Well, what's
trying to find ingredients. And especially if I do vegan and organic, that's even harder because things are low on shelves, as everyone knows in shopping. So, and I hate going into the store with all my kids. So I either have to make him go when he gets off work, and then he rushes me. And he thinks, I'm not rushing you. Yes, you are. Your pace is faster than mine. I'm being rushed.
It's working. It's useful pacing back and forth.
So then I'm forgetting half the shit that I need, and I have to go back to the store again. So I'm thinking about all these things in my head that I've had to go through to make this great edible for you. So I want a little bit of a return back on it.
I hear you. And like, whatever though, it's work. Yeah. And two, like, I get customer service, bro, because you guys obviously know how customer service goes. Well, you know what? If you know what good customer service is, like, you practice it, And I came up in a big customer service background, so I feel you when you want to like do more for your loyals, right? But yeah, you want that bread, girl.
Yeah, she gets it. And at times when it all
She's securing the bag, bro.
Oh yeah.
And I let him do all the nice and love and support and giving because I take care of the finances. Like, I pay the bills. He makes the money. He gives me the money, and I pay the bills.
One less thing to worry about.
And he doesn't even know the bank password, probably. He barely knows his PIN to his debit card.
I think I asked her phone number yesterday. Like, I just
I have to be that way. But I love him because he makes up for all of that, the love and the support to the community.
You guys are such a good balance. You guys are so freaking adorable.
That's what I tell her, because we always from the beginning, I've always told her we're complete opposite.
We are.
But
how'd you guys meet?
Yes.
How did you guys meet?
When we met, it was from a mutual.
I've never heard him tell this story, so I'm interested to hear it.
We had a mutual friend or whatever that we known or whatever, and we hung out one night. We went out to go hang out one night. I think it was birthday or something. I don't know. And so
It was
I
all
was
the
liking the
caregivers.
friend. I was liking the friend, but I met Terry. And
no, he was with the friend.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it was so much. It wasn't that serious because obviously. So it was this black dress, and I still tell her to this day, it was this black dress she had on, and we was in the club, and for some reason, it just looked amazing. Yes, I was the one that reached out.
And then I busted this lady's nose because I was trying to dance and I was drunk, I think, probably at that time I was drinking.
You gotta realize Terry's from Plant City. So Terry's got the countryside. So we're in this hip hop club.
So it was nice that he still remembered me after I did something stupid like that.
Yeah, so I was the one that reached out and started communication, and to come to find out, we had a lot more things in common at the time, but I will say it was more physical than anything. It was the physical first and then getting to know you later type deal. And then after a while, it just, her being opposite,
he
me
learned
being
my schedule, my work schedule. And he was on my route to work and on my way home.
Yeah.
It wasn't out of the way either.
Yeah. So I went through a lot of those things to get with her, and then we finally, like I said, got together, and I don't know, just been together ever since. I mean, it was a whole 14
years. We did the complete opposite. We got together, had kids, then got married.
Yeah. Well, we had one and then two. And then
no, we had all the kids and then got married. I told
you it was physical. Did I not tell? I started the story. It was I did lead with that, I thought.
We had a lot of kids.
Yeah.
He did say, he was very clear that it was a very physical connection.
Oh my God, and I know when you
That's how many kids you get out of a very physical connection.
Now ask me if that is that way today. I'm like, leave me alone.
Hey.
Of course, you have a bunch of kids now.
Yeah, man. When you're like, oh, I gotta leave the kids to go to the grocery store. I felt that in my soul.
Yeah. Because there's times it's like, I remember one time I went and I got real mad with her. We got into a real big argument. And I was like, you know what? This person put in this order. I'm gonna go make this order. I went down there. I'm talking about I had everything laid out. I had my YouTube video up. I wasn't going to ask her for nothing.
YouTube video.
Nothing. So in the result, they came out burnt.
They were just fucking burnt.
They tasted
They
horrible.
were like overly triple.
They sunk in very deep. Like it was just. So then at that point, I'm like, babe, I did something wrong.
No, he did not.
No, whatever.
No, he did not. He made this cell. He made something else that was already pre-made.
No. So, that's right. I gave her that one,
and she was like, "I'll take it anyways." And he was like,
"Because she was from a dry county. She was from Georgia, and they don't have much of anything." So she was like, "Hey, whatever you got."
I even knew that he sent her. He even did the invoice, all on his own, and it all went through my phone, so I knew what was going on. And so he met up with her and gave her order.
Well, she came by.
And I go in the kitchen and I see my brownie tray sitting there.
Looking horrible.
And I was like, this fucking man. And he knows that gets under my skin, because another thing with me and the business is I want it my way.
Oh, yeah.
And I started it this way. And we're going to end this way.
Oh, yeah.
And we're not changing it because people already got used to it this way. And it's if it's the recipe or your customer service or how I want to do family prices and how I want my family involved, it's going to stay this way. And if not, then it's not worth it for me. Yes. And
so since that day, I stayed out the kitchen.
Yeah. So
I just went to social media.
And you want your product to be consistent, like it represents your brand. So if this person's trying your product for the first time, you want it to make, and if he doesn't normally do the brownies and that's your thing, it's not going to really represent what you normally make.
Yeah. And I'm teaching my daughter about it, the business. My daughter's learned the difference between CBD and THC, and she knows what people are asking for and why they're asking for it, because my number one customer has been with me before I even thought about doing edible business. And her name is Pearl. She's a freight manager for Dollar Tree. And she got to a point where she couldn't move anymore. Her diabetes have ate at her bones. And she's like, Terry, I need help. And she said, I don't want to be high. I've done this for so long in my young ages. I don't want to do that no more, but I need something. And I said, I got you. So I made her some CBD, and ever since she's been taking it. And like she says, every time she gets an order, if it wasn't for you, I would have quit my job, because I can move, I can unload this truck and do what I need to do. And she's her sole supporter in her household. So my daughter met her through this process, and she learned that. And I was glad that my daughter is understanding that. And so when I'm gone, or when I'm ready to be done with the business, she can take over it. So I want it my way. So when you're getting to that point, you're doing it the same way. Like you said, everyone is receiving this, and they don't want to receive different.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
Consistency.
Yeah, because definitely when this business has started out, it was just making edibles.
It was for my mom.
Yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah, it was so much of a friend, but it was much more. I'm talking about as far as like the different ingredients.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Like when we switched over from using like sugar to raw cane sugar, from unsalted butter to vegan butter, to using maple syrup, using avocado oil.
You can do the trial and error kind of way.
Yeah.
And then that's how I went to the vegan stuff.
And
it all happened because I listened to Livy Vasquez podcast with you.
Episode number 50.
Really? Were you doing it for any kind of like
so it all
vegan?
Yeah, it started with your mom. You said that's how it originally started, and then you switched over to the vegan products because of Liv Vasquez.
Yeah, because I was like you, Jay. I wasn't filling the edible. I'm sitting here eating a fucking whole pan of, brownies or cookies, and it's not working for me. Like it was, but it was taking this whole amount, and I'm feeling like shit the next day because my stomach hurts from all this shit I just ate. Yeah. So I'm throwing up until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I could finally get myself together and start my day. Well, by then, my household has slacked. My kids have done whatever they wanted to do. And my husband is pissed because the household's not right.
Sugar can do a lot.
So I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this out. I'm going to really see if this works. So he said, why don't we take, I seen Livy post, she was doing a virtual class.
Well, I started off the diet of doing with Dr. Sebi of his alkaline. That's how I started learning about more the different types of food and stuff that we started to eat.
And then he would be so mad because he keeps saying, I'm telling you to do it. You should have did it. You should have did this with me. You should have detoxed, all these things with me. And it would have made you feel better. And he was right. But I didn't listen to him. I didn't want him to be right. And then I listened to Livy and I was like, I'm going to try this. So then he was like, oh, so it takes somebody else to tell you for you to listen. And I'm like, well,
But it's the way Livy broke it down. Yeah. It's basically how your body digests things. And when you have more plant-based foods in you, your body can digest it better than anything else processed.
Yeah. So he did teach me, like I would ask him, okay, well, what about these fruits? Because we thought about he wanted to do smoothies. So he would tell me different things about the fruits. And then that's what made me start actually doing the garden with my daughter. And I was like, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna go for it.
Because remember, anything that does not have a seed in it is man-made, basically. If it doesn't have a seed in it, it's man-made.
And it doesn't mean that I don't eat bad, because I do. But I am trying to eat more organic, and I'm trying to be, I don't eat red meat because it really, for my stomach, it's horrible.
Yeah, we totally went to Whole Foods.
Yeah, completely. I mean, if I do, it has to be a grass-fed hamburger meat for not to, at least, it does bother my stomach, but I don't throw up from it anymore.
Yeah.
So I started thinking, okay, well, I can't be the only female that's having these issues. Yeah. So I'm looking, and I researched about my gallbladder. And, you know, when you don't have a gallbladder, you're not supposed to eat like poppy seeds and fried foods and a lot of grease and stuff like that. And then because of me being on so many benzos, it caused my kidneys to fail. And now I only have one functional kidney. And so that was another factor into me eating an edible. So I full on tried it out. And it worked. Oh, yeah. I felt so good eating a vegan cookie, and it worked. I couldn't believe it. And actually, it was her meal that we did. We did a vegan sausage pig, like a pig in the blanket. Yeah. And I slept, and I was just so high. My body just floated. It was amazing.
She started off with the popcorn.
Yes, and I didn't like it. So I was like, okay, it was a great recipe, but it just wasn't to me. And he's sitting there popping it up.
I like, because it's Old Bay seasoning, basically. And Old Bay is vegan. So I'm like,
damn, sprinkled on top of popcorn?
On popcorn,
yes.
Nice.
Yes.
She says it's it helps the Old Bay helps your gut absorb what you're intaking better, the food that you're intaking. Like if you put it on your fish, it helps your gut absorb the fish better.
Huh.
Which is crazy because I'm thinking, well, I can't use Obey because of my kidneys and stuff like this. But she was like, no, it'll be fine. Just, you know, don't overdo it. So then when we got to the pig in the blanket, that was it. That did me in. And then I tried the cookie. Yeah. And then we comes up to going to the CannaFest and actually being like a fan of like, oh my God, I see pot smoking bombs. We're going straight there. And we were in this long fucking line forever. And you guys were like right there. And I just kept looking. We're almost there. We're almost there.
And when we was in the line, I specifically told Terry, I said, hey, Terry, next year, we're not waiting in line.
Yes.
We're not
so hold on. Yeah. So I finally get to you and I give you the goodies. And it was the cookies that I made for myself. Yeah. And I was like, okay, we're going to try this. It worked for me. Now we're going to see if it worked for you.
You're so yummy too.
I had somebody else at the same time. Yeah. And I said, so we're all three going to do this. Yeah. And I'm assuming that we all three can say that we're good, but we'll confirm that in February.
Yeah. For sure.
Because like you say, it was a long day. And when you get home after being that, because after doing the events, I felt your pain that night. I was saying how tired you can be.
And we were just spectators that night. And then when we were like, okay, maybe it's not that bad. But then when we did Mount Dora, oh my God.
Oh, when you became a vendor?
Yes, we were like,
oh, you have to be like, hi, how you doing?
It's extremely exhausting talking all day. Yeah. And that's really hard for me, like being extrovert all day long, like for many hours and meeting many different people.
And then our events were like both of them were at speakers. So I'm literally loud like this. Hey, I got some vegan edibles here.
We were at the stage.
Yeah.
Not
speakers,
the stage.
Well, the stage basically. And it was so repeating it over and over. Meeting, but I love it.
And
I
then
like
here I am. I don't make, but
it's not fun.
Yeah, put it right.
I do. I love people, but I'm not there. I know. You're
an introvert, probably. I feel like I'm an introvert. I am very social, and you'd never think, but I cannot do it all the time. It is really hard. And after you've done it all day, with your smile, man, it's like, oh, I gotta go. Jay starts packing up early. And I'm like, all right, bro, let's go.
I was done. I was like, I can't do it anymore. Like,
okay.
It's not the feeding the people. It's just that being all day. That's just me normal. Like, exactly. I'm exactly like D. Like, when you put me in a social setting, I'm social and I'm very extrovert and I have a good time. But that's usually going to be just, a couple hours at a party or whatever. And you're just going to talk to a few people. But at those kind of events, it's the entire day and you're talking to, I don't know, we talk to a lot of people.
Too many
a lot of people.
Too many fuckers.
And then it's like you're trying to remember their name. That's my
Yes,
hard,
that's the hardest part.
And I feel horrible. And then
I remember
like,
your face, but not your name.
but then nowadays, some people don't even have their face on their profile.
Oh, I would recognize your profile picture. That's what I would remember. Like the little.
Yeah. So it's like, is that
There's
the
one
guy
lady-
that had the scorpion on his profile?
Oh
Like,
my God. This one lady was like, yeah. She kept saying motherfucker. And I was like, motherfucker. And she's like, yeah, I'm the Jeep. My picture's a Jeep. And I was like, oh yeah, I know you. Yeah, and now I know it's the
that is
Jeep
so
lady.
funny.
Filter.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so like ever since then with like just listening to like the different chefs, like with Liv Vasquez and also Angie, the Green Baker, like their different aspects on how they
Did you
started.
just hold up one of her little juice boxes?
Oh my
He
God.
totally did.
Oh my God.
He has it right there. He's her
I
little juice
know.
box.
That was so funny. Like,
Shout
He
out.
rocks with it at his desk every day.
Oh, yeah.
That's his cup. Yeah.
That's our new cup. She's amazing. I mean, the way she started, because when we started, it was more so like she said, for people that we knew, friends, families, different things like that. And she came across the Green Baker's page and she reached out to her.
And I was a fan again when I seen you guys that day. I seen her.
Yes, she's seen her.
And I'm like, oh my God, the Green Baker. I'm Terry. And she's like, I already know who you are. I was like, wait, what? You do?
Okay.
She's like, yeah. I'm like, no, you don't. I'm Terry. You know, Terry. She's like, I know who you are. And I was like, I don't think it's the right Terry. I'm Terry Grimsley.
He's like, bitch, I know you. I know you.
It was just her amazing aspect as she told Terry,
just do it.
Just do it.
And now you guys are working together.
Yes, I'm so excited.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, Angie's amazing. She has such good energy and presence, and she's just she's so charming. Just when we first met her, we were like so like drawn to her. You know, she's magnetic. I would say.
She made you cry.
She made me cry the first time she met me.
She's very touching. Like you feel it. You feel it. Her energies.
Yes. She goes out of her way to let you know, like, she appreciates you. Like at Mount Dora, before we left on Sunday night, she's like, I told her, I was like, you know, my husband just gets on my damn nerves about something. I forgot what it was.
I was talking about the rug that she had.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wish he would get excited about, that's what it was. I wish he would get that excited about my setup as he did about your rug. She's like, girl, that man loves you. I was like, I know, but the excitement.
I was looking at this reel she had, and as she was going over her setup, I was like, is that a carpet? You don't see many people have a carpet at an event where you could come and walk in and just look around. And it was just the way she had it laid out. It was nice. I might have said a little bit excited. I might have been too high or something.
But you know what too though? But like you're also like, ooh, let me steal that idea. That is nice.
And that's what she's like, next time. Girl, it's on Amazon for $20 if you want the idea.
Yeah, man.
And I was like, and she was like, Terry, and she's like this. She goes, I just want to tell you, I love you. Yes. And I'm so proud of you. And you can do this and you got this and you made it through this weekend. And I'm so fucking proud of you. And then that day earlier, someone had walked over to ask us about something. And they're like, oh yeah, the Green Baker sent us over here. And then another lady heard her say that. And she was like, wait a minute, what does the Green Baker do? And I was like, oh, she has all kinds of things over there, edibles and drinks. And donuts. I said, donuts are the best.
Oh yeah.
And my husband says, yeah, go get the Lego cup. Yeah. And she was like, hold on, why are you guys like telling somebody to go buy at another edible table? And Angie heard her and she's like, you know, that's what we do. Yeah. We support each other. That's what we're here in the community for.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah,
that was
and
really nice.
and on top of that too, everybody brings something different. Everybody got a different flavor.
Yeah.
Like if I like your flavor, I'm gonna be like, yo, you gotta try these people over here. You know, like
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
it's good karma too. It's like give what you get. What is it? Like, yeah, you get what you give. Something I fuck up all the sayings. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I got you. Me too.
You
But
know?
I mean, yeah, because there are so many different, like as we came in, and to be honest with you, when we started this, we didn't knew it was that big until we started meeting different people and found out there's a little underground going on here in the Sunshine State that, you know,
And
maybe
everybody
don't know about.
knows there's a little underground, but nobody wants to tell anybody because it's an underground.
So it's just all about who you meet up with and connect with and get in the industry with and stuff. And that was it. When we get into, and then you got the Green Baker and then Cannabis Joe and her amazing, when you started with in Gainesville with her and stuff.
Yeah, that was my very first event.
her very first event.
I did a wellness, women's wellness event in June. And I really something was telling me that I really needed to, if I'm doing this because of my gallbladder, why am I not sharing this with other women? Because I can't be the only one that's having this issue. I can't be the only woman that doesn't have a gallbladder. And come to find out, there's a lot of women that after their first or second pregnancy, they lost their they don't have a gallbladder anymore. And then the menstrual issue. People are now talking about their women issues, but before they didn't want to say it because people are like, ew,
it's a faux pas. Yeah, we're talking more about periods and stuff and all that now.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean,
and life changes, like when you change, you know.
Exactly. And I feel like
menopause.
If a man can talk about their child having to get a circumcision, or if a man can talk about having to go get a colonoscopy, then why can't we talk about menstruals? So I found that dark chocolate was working for my menstruals and edible wise. So I'm really proud of my husband because he was like, well, you know, you should put that out there. And I was like, yeah, but then how are you going to tell people about it? I'll just tell them.
Just say it.
Because he's gone through it with me. My menstruals make me a total bitch. I will cuss you out from one end to the next. And in an hour, I'll tell you I love you. And then the next hour, fuck you. So, but then
the week leading up to it too. Whoa.
Yes, I just finished. So he's gone through a bad roller coaster.
Do you like, whoa, you rage, and then like you get your period and you're like, oh.
Yes. The very first week.
That's why.
Before my period, I might as well just live with the fucking tigers.
You know, do you know what though? You remember how they used to say, like back in the day, when the woman would get her period, they would throw her in a cave and leave her alone for the whole week,
or make her leave.
Yes,
like go into the woods or whatever.
But I get it. Like I get it because I also don't want to be around all the fuckers. I would so want to be in a cave for that. I'd be like, yeah, bro, I'm going to my cave. Okay.
Yep.
I'll see you in a week.
Yep.
Bye.
That's what we should. That would be phenomenal. If we had a she shed.
We could have our Netflix. As long as we had our Netflix and our weed, we could lock ourselves up in our cave.
Exactly.
Not bother anybody for our week of menstruation.
Yep. You remember that time that I fucking threw that glass at your head?
Yeah.
Don't you want me to go to my she shed this week? Sure. All right.
As soon as you start getting angry, he goes,
here's the edible. Here's the edible. The shed. Here's your dark chocolate.
You're like, all right. I'm going.
So yeah, it's like ever since doing that and finding out there's other women that do deal with that and stuff like that.
And I did a chocolate kush run that time for that event.
Indica.
And I researched up to this event, what strand could we use to help our menstrual? And chocolate kush just kept coming up. So he was like, okay, all right.
Let's get a bean.
So I did, and it was ready for that event. And I gave samples to a few women, and I mean, it was just amazing. For me, my husband came home one day and he was like, so how was mommy today? And my daughter's like, she was so good. You wouldn't believe it. Because my daughter tells on me on everything to my husband.
That's my little girl.
So he was like, yes, it worked. And let me tell you, it did. For 2 months straight, it was amazing. So
you gotta have that available every 28 days.
Yeah,
exactly. We always
26 days, whatever your cycle is.
We are the type that like to tell people the strands, to let them know what they're going to get into, because there's a difference becoming smoking and actually having an edible. Some people don't understand the difference. There's a head high and there's a body high. So if you can understand that if you have an edible and you tell me that you slept good the next day, but you didn't feel nothing, okay, you did, it worked. Because that was this total concept to calm your body down.
If you haven't slept in a week straight, and then you ate this edible and you had the best sleep with no bad dreams, your PTS didn't bother you, you woke up feeling great with no anxiety or gastro problems, the fucking edible worked.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Do you guys happen to know what might work? Or maybe you could find out, since apparently you guys research these things.
I do.
Pain for like pinched nerves. Like my dad has a pinched injury in his back, and it's a pinched nerve that's causing a lot of pain in his leg. And he's tried all sorts of stuff. And I even got him to start trying like using a tincture of CBD for a while. But it just wasn't helping. So maybe an edible might work more for him. Because
like CBD wise, you saying, Jay?
Yeah, CBD has to be CBD, no THC.
So why don't you put
want to get high
in it, mixed it with some CBG?
So maybe some CBG.
Yep, and do it in edible wise. Yeah. I would try it in through an edible. And if you're taking the tincture, it has to go on your glands for it to really fully work for you, in my opinion. You know,
he was putting it under his tongue, right? Or you just like let it sit there.
So, you know, I would really try an edible for it, because that's going to give you the body relaxation.
Oh yeah.
But he doesn't want the high, like.
Yeah. And the edible doesn't give you the head high. It gives you the body in every form, THC, CBD, whatever way you take it. It's not giving you the head high. And it's just the body.
Yeah. And then when you do take it, we definitely tell you to take it in portions. Wait 30 minutes before taking the other, because you can't put that edible out like you can a blunt.
There's no going back.
Once you have that in your digestion, you have ingested that edible, get ready for that ride. You're about to get ready to, you know, take that ride you're about to take. So when people do come up and say, you know, how am I going to feel on it? So it's definitely good to tell them the milligrams that are in it, because you don't want to, like, some people want to put 1,000 or 2,000 milligrams. What for? What is that going to do?
Is it really 1,000?
Really?
We can debate that, but you know,
it all depends on the strand. It all depends on
how do you measure that? That sounds complex to be able to measure the dosage.
So you're just telling me that you just took a batter, say your batter cookies. This is the best way I put it in their head. If you can make 20 cookies out of your batter, you're telling me that you may have made a fourth of one cookie to make it 1,000 milligrams.
Yes.
So that whole batter made this tiny piece to make it 1,000.
Right. That's fucking bonkers. That's why
it's magic.
That's why some of the times I see the labels on some of this underground stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, 500 fucking milligrams? How is this 500 milligrams?
When they actually break it down and then add up the percentages, that's how they get. And then most of them, like when they go and put that percentage or stuff on an edible, many don't put the concept that when you put that and decarb it in the oven, your percentage done went down already.
Yeah, some of them check it before they decarb
so
it.
You got like T checkers that are out that you can be able to dose and see how much
But they're not doing that. They're just giving you
an estimate.
the percentage before it's decarbed.
Yeah.
And then that's how they can give you like a distillant.
Yeah.
So if you're going to take a distillant and put it into edible, whatever that percentage is, that's going to be your milligram in your edible. And they haven't even cooked that brownie or that cookie.
Yeah,
in the oven.
1,000 milligrams. I can't even get like a syringe of distillate from fucking any of these dispensaries for 1,000 milligrams.
Right.
Yeah.
You're gonna tell me you made a batch of cookies? How many fucking how much
One
distillate
cookie
did
is
you have
good.
on hand?
Yeah. A lot of times they accumulate the whole infusion into that one batter instead of breaking it down to, hey, I just used 2 tablespoons of this. So it's not no longer 3,000 milligrams or however you say it. It's however you broke it down, the tablespoons into that edible.
Yeah.
And how many, like she said, how many you made out of that
and
batch.
then that's what hurts us. You know, like me and Angie, and she may kill me for saying this, but it hurts us because sitting here listening to these people that came from Tallahassee this last week and my Zoom meetings, they're like, okay, well, you know, there's a problem with you guys with edibles. And it's like, not us.
Yeah.
I have labels. I have everything to the T for you. I may not have every I dotted and every T crossed because we're in the cannabis industry.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, who is really fucking legal?
Yeah, we are abiding by every home and cottage law there is.
And as of January 2020, they took away the infused home and cottage for people who was doing home and cottage infusion edibles.
Yeah.
And so it is really a fighting challenge for us right now as a edible business.
For those who don't know, home and cottage is just like the legalities of being able to
Operate a
a
business
small business
Pretty
and
much, yeah.
and offer you know, any kind of
Baked
food
goods.
really.
Yeah. Like your label font has to be 10-inch font on the label.
Yeah, they have a big thing, like a
have
sample.
to have your address on it, have to have the ingredients, the ounces on it, and your business, of course, and how to contact. It has different ways. You can go on Google and look up the different, but it's and like you said, like I said, we go and we use like a different kitchen, like a restaurant, to go and do and stuff and bake it. So
and you have to put that address down.
Yeah.
So if you made it at that place, you have to put that address down.
Yeah.
But if you have your LLC, you have to put that down too. And that there's so many different things. But then at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. You went through all this. They could still get you because we're not all legal.
I totally get it, because there are some edible companies I've definitely witnessed, and you can tell, and the way they're doing things, and then when you actually meet them and how they're doing things, it doesn't seem legit at all. It not as far as legit, it doesn't seem like you're being precautious about what you're doing. Putting that much stuff into an edible. Like Livy came up with, like she gave a very good segment about CHS.
Yes.
And about, you know, overtaking.
And then you're putting this 1,000 milligrams on this package. What if you're causing this person to get CHS?
There was a lady who got, excuse me, there was a lady who, I can't remember what magazine it was she wrote for. She specifically did reviews on high dose edibles, and she got that. She got that CHS.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she ended up not, like, now she can't review
doesn't
edibles. I mean, yeah, she still writes and stuff for the magazine, but like,
holy shit,
that
sucks.
But she can't contain or consume cannabis at all ever again, pretty much.
Well, I think that mostly of the side effects from it is vomiting.
That's sad.
And different types of things from it. So it's
that makes me sad.
yeah, that's very heartbreaking. So
that is so
that's
sad.
when we go and we make different batches and we do different things. We are cautious about this milligram. We're telling you this amount of milligrams. Some people do need that high milligrams because they're winging off for something else, or they're trying to they definitely need to have that to feel that, like you said, that back pain that they may have. So some people do need that higher milligram.
Yeah, because if they've coming off of all these, like me, here
Yeah.
I am. I've been in the medical field since I was 18.
Oh, yeah.
And I went through a really bad time when my mom died. And so I kept going back every month.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, this 4 milligram, I started off with 1 milligram of Xanax for my first visit.
Yeah.
And I said, this 1 milligram is not working. I got 4 milligrams of Xanax. I got put on Prozac, mini press, and Zoloft.
Yeah.
I go back the next month and I said, this 4 milligrams isn't working. I need more. And I knew the
You're building
doctor.
tolerance to all of that stuff.
No, I knew the doctor. And I was in so much, pain in my grieving with my mom that I just wanted to get more and more and more. And I knew the doctor and I kept saying, it's not working. It's not working. So she's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so finally, when my mom passed, that was when we passed medical marijuana for Florida.
Yeah.
And he says, you need to go and you need to get this.
Well, what was very was moving because my mother-in-law knew nothing about. She knew about cannabis, but she didn't know nothing of it. You could probably partake around her, and she would not know the difference. So the fact is, when it did get put on the ballot, she actually did vote. Yes.
I took her.
Yeah.
I remember driving her now it's a church, and I took her and I was walking to the door and I said, so what do you think that you're going to do for this medical marijuana? And she goes, I'm going to vote. Yeah. And I said, really? And she goes, yeah, it's going to help people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was shocked.
Yeah.
And I had to tell him, I'm like, you won't believe this. And
it would surprise you how many people that's one thing that everybody agrees on. Is that the plant is helping people.
Exactly.
And that's where.
And at that time, it was just getting put on the ballot to vote. And my mom was already really sick. So by the time it passed, my mom already passed.
Yeah.
And so I didn't get the opportunity to get her on that program and let her use that plant medicine to make a difference.
Yeah, it's like I wish
to change things for her.
Yeah, like if we knew what we knew now, and especially
it
with
would have
CBD
been different.
and stuff
her
like
life would have still been
Yeah.
on this earth, in my opinion, because her diabetes took over her heart. And here I am having a person that's buying gummies from me that has the same issue as my mom.
Yeah.
And she is just having the best life of her time. And it's making me feel so good. And she knows that because she was in that time of my life when that happened, when my mom passed and stuff. So it really makes me feel good to help somebody that has this condition and that this edible is really working for that condition.
So it's like when we get feedback and hear things like that, and then
it saved my life.
Yeah.
Here I'm taking all these fucking pills and my husband's trying to Baker Act me and I'm destroying my life mentally. I am mentally destroying my life and my kids' life. And they're seeing their mom going through this horrible time. And so cannabis saved my life.
Oh, yeah.
If it was not for cannabis, I wouldn't be here today. My kids wouldn't have a mom.
Yeah.
And now that I have been on these pills and that many milligrams, I do need more than just flour. I need that extra edible. I need that 300 milligram edible at night to help my PTSD, to help my anxiety.
Yeah.
So my husband, he is like, damn, you take so much.
Like she takes.
I feel
you though. I feel
she's a big old hitter. Like
I'm so glad I went through that without crying. I'm not gonna lie to you guys because I have not opened up about that, and I've been wanting to put that out to people because it's real. Like people don't want to talk about it.
No, but thank you for opening up and sharing that with us, because that really helps other people that are going through similar experiences see that they're not alone and see that there are similar experiences happening out there, and people are willing to be open about it, and there's nothing to be ashamed of.
Exactly.
And sharing your story just helps.
Thank you. And I'm proud of that.
Losing a parent is really hard. But like, but look at all of what you've accomplished, right? Like, look at all of the stuff that you're doing, movements, like, and your mom inspired you kind of to do all of that too.
Yeah,
so it's like,
with Florida Can and stuff, and being a part of that, she's really became a big advocate with Florida Can, with Jody and Maria. And
thank you. So you guys introduced us. Thank you so much. We love doing the podcast and stuff, but since we're moms and stuff, you know how it is. We miss stuff. So we really like rely on some of you guys that, are in
keep us informed too.
So like, let us know. And man, Jody is like, God, I could sit and listen to her forever. She is amazing.
She's very educated. She's very smart in what she knows in the cannabis, but I don't look, I'll be crazy that I say this, but I look at her because she has a son, and she got into this when her son was my kid's age. And he rode the whole road with her. And her first question to me when I first met her was, do you have time to be in a meeting? And I said, yeah, if you can, listen to my kids in the background, or if I need to come meet you, if you're okay with me bringing my kids, because that's going to be what my dedication is going to be, is I'm not leaving them behind. We're in it all together. And she says, great, because I told people when they needed to meet me, we're meeting at a park or a library. Simple as that. And that's what made me get intrigued with her, because if she is okay with her kids going, now he's a grown-up and he's involved.
Josh is amazing. They are very amazing over there at Florida Can, with Maria and even Arnold and Josh, and I mean, just even Jody's husband. Just Jody's husband.
Jay is talking about doing, what is it called, in January, Lobby Day.
I've already put it on my calendar as PTO for work.
Oh my God, because I kind of really want to be around Jody. I kind of want to like feel her energy and just see her in action.
Learn more.
They are amazing.
She's great.
And just to hear about the things when we first met them and heard about the things that they've done and so forth, and us being as parents, we love to help people. We love to give, because we know how it is being a big family, and there are other big families out there, and that, you can be able to do a lot and have a big family too. So it's like when we met them and we seen they was about family and we're about family, it was like a win-win. And then, Jody's amazing. Maria's amazing.
And then she's very blunt.
Yes.
And Maria is very blunt, but Maria knows how to like make that blunt person understand it better, so where you're on the same page. So, and I'm the bluntest, I feel like, in this situation with me and my husband. So it all kind of came together. Like it just worked out, and it didn't really mean to go that way.
It just crossed paths.
I wasn't really looking to get out there like that. But when I see my kids running around at this CannaFest and they're having a great fucking time, and my oldest is getting educated and he's wanting to learn more, and he's decided, you know what, I'm going to graduate 2 years early and I'm going to get this done, and I want to be a cultivator. And I'm like, a cultivator of what? He goes, I want to grow. I want to help these kids that are out here not understanding what they're doing to understand. And I was like, wow. And guess what? He graduated 2 years early with a 4.2. And I was like, wow. I was like, okay, so we can do this. And that's what made me say, I'm going to put myself out there as a family.
Because with our oldest with ADHD and our other kid with autism, it's kind of finding out what works. And there's a certain strand that works for this one, and there's a certain strand that works for this one. So we did start getting more intrigued in what strand did this.
And it goes all back to me researching different things and different plants and why this plant's going to help this and will this plant help that, but cause this to happen because I have this ADHD kid that's jumping from the ceiling to the fucking wall, to the bed, to the bathroom, and taking apart all these baseballs.
Sneaking out the house.
And trying to figure out if he wants to join a gang or if he just really wants to be a good kid. And does he want to do this drug or does he want to drink this alcohol? So what are we going to do? So that's when we said, screw it. We're going to all sit down as a family and we're going to educate each other. Yeah. And it's helped. It really has helped us as parents to get that bondship with our kids, and especially my oldest, with how society is nowadays.
Because you got to think about it. I mean, even like as 12 years old, I mean, we start feeling depression, anxiety, all different types of things. So why can't you say that this plant doesn't work for this age? So, when you start implementing that into your family, you'll find out that things will change. Like she gave a testament of 4.2 from doing all that to a 4.2.
And he was getting, in trouble. He's like throwing chairs in the classroom. He didn't want to go to school. We're fighting him to get up. And because his mind was racing, they had him on so much medication that here he's 15 years old and he's wetting the bed and he's so embarrassed. He didn't know what to do and he didn't know what to say. And so, I'm telling you, the plant medicine is a fucking miracle in my house.
Oh yeah. So it's definitely amazing. And then once he got into it and started finding out like Florida can and started meeting different people and people started coming and telling us, hey, this work. And we definitely love when people tell us, what are you looking for? Because then at that point, do you need this 100 milligram? No, let me introduce you to something that's more of a 10, 15 milligram. You might need something more.
And it's vegan and it's organic and this route may work for you.
Yes.
And if it doesn't, that's okay. But I'm guaranteeing that if you have this, this, and this, you probably should eat this, because if you are vegan, why would you go and buy this sugary Rice Krispie bar? There's nothing wrong with it, but you're vegan and you're going to digest this Rice Krispie bar that you never take in your daily consumption. What do you think it's going to do to you?
So Jay,
it's either going to send you skyrocketing and then come down with horrible pains in your body because you're not used to taking in all that sugar as a vegan.
So Jay, when you said, I remember hearing on your podcast with Livia, you said that edibles didn't work for you.
He was on a mission.
I told Terry.
He was on a fucking
checkmate.
mission.
Let's do it.
So now I'm on the mission.
95% sure. I'm 95% sure that edible worked on me. It's just
I'm gonna bring in February. I'm gonna bring it, and yes.
I even told her, I was like, wait, then don't eat it now. And she's like, I want to eat it right now. And I was like, okay, let's go.
It was delicious.
That is hilarious.
It was so delicious. It was very delicious.
That's funny.
I had to stop myself from eating, the second one.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Gotta take it a bit apart still for, because like I said, it will I'm a lightweight.
He is very much a lightweight.
I've been sipping on this thing for a time. It still I've been sipping. Because like I said, it works different for me compared to her. So when people say it doesn't work, it just, I don't know. It's like
he'll hand me a CBD to smoke.
Yeah.
I don't know. I call it blunts. People call it joints, but he'll hand me the CBD blunt and I'm like, I need THC. And he's like, wow, I'm really high. I need to let me smoke this and then I can smoke with you.
Like I got stuff to do today, like I'm trying to get focused. I can't get on that heavy 95%.
So then when I met you guys, and you guys are moms and you are out there, and when you talked to Angie and she was like, I just said, just do it. And then I'm remembering that conversation that you guys had, because you weren't sure if you wanted to put yourself out there like that.
Our faces.
Faces.
Yeah. I was like, you know what? If they put their faces out there, fuck it, I'm gonna put myself out there. And I had a lot of insecurities, honestly. My tooth broke because I was on so many benzos that it ate at my tooth before I could get a cap. And I have dental insurance, but I still can't afford the dental work.
I tell her to show that beautiful smile.
But so I was like, if I get out there, people are gonna call me a crackhead mom, this or that. And then when I heard that, and then Angie says, just do it. I was like, fuck it. I'm gonna do it. Y'all did it. I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. That's so glad.
I really thank you guys for that, as being a mom and really putting yourself out there, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here either.
Yeah, and it's been an amazing ride, especially meeting the different people, the different parents talking to us about the same thing we're talking about now, being open.
Yes, and it's crazy. Yeah. And I opened up because you opened up.
Yeah. Nice. It's a domino effect, baby. Yes. It's a domino effect, baby.
Right. That's the whole point. I mean, that was essentially the whole point of starting the podcast, was to be like, hey, we're moms. This helps us. There's no reason to be ashamed of it. And just so that other women feel confident to also come forward and say, yeah, I use it too. And I'm also a mom, and I'm a goddamn good mom.
Right.
Even though I use cannabis.
Yep. Exactly. And then, you get these silly questions, do you smoke in front of your kid? Does your kid, know what it smells like? Yes. Yes, because I probably had an anxiety attack and I needed to medicate right then and there. And we may have been on the way to public and my kid was making me pull my hair out. Absolutely. They know, and they know why I need it. And when I'm going to go get it, they said, oh, we're going to get mommy's medicine. They know. I'm a mom and I'm good at it. I got out of bed today and I smiled and I didn't say, fuck you. We're great.
I don't know if there's enough weed for me not to say fuck you, but I try. We try, right?
Yeah. My husband works from home and we are together 24/7 in my household. I love my husband.
Oh my God, how do you do it all the time?
But we're together all
I know,
There's
bro.
not a moment apart. None.
So it's like the moment I wake up, it's work, and then as soon as I get off, it's TKSweets.
So there's a lot of, so when my rec runs out and I need 2 weeks before it's due again, there's a reason.
Hey, well, so we got some different tools and got some dab tabs.
Yes. So
trying some
I
different
have
elevated
to,
stuff.
And that's why I have to partake more, because I'm juggling homeschooling 3 kids. I started a business and it's my business, mine. I'm so proud that it's mine, but it's a lot of work. Yeah. So, and then my husband, he's working a full-time job and he's having to do these free things for me, social media, and telling people thank you, because I probably forgot because I had got too high or something, and doing the little things that I'm missing because, I make sure that I'm running this household and my kids are, doing their school, or I'm teaching them.
Homeschool's hard. So and I'm not even doing homeschool. I'm doing virtual school. You're doing homeschool and you're teaching it all. I couldn't.
Yeah, so in Hillsborough County, we have a really fucked up superintendent. And my child's autistic and he wasn't getting the needs that he needed in school. They were just calling me and saying, your kid's crying, come pick him up.
Or he got in a fight.
You're going through the MJ. That's exactly what MJ's went through.
It was ridiculous.
She, because she had to stop doing the podcast because she had a lot of things going on in her life. And one big reason is her son was not getting the resources he needed at school for help. Yeah. So it takes a lot of you out of you, and you have to constantly be.
Yeah, because
it's sad because if you're working, if you're luckily I wasn't working. I quit working when my mom got sick, so I haven't been in the field for I say the field, but a job for many years. And so, luckily I didn't have to worry about telling my boss I got to go every day, because he couldn't. He would even say, you've got to go. I would we were so, I wouldn't say poor. Well, we were poor. We only had one car, and to the society, they think that's, low income. So, but we didn't need two cars. I wasn't working. I didn't need to go anywhere. And if I did, I would take them to work.
Heard.
And it saved money. And so, and we're a big family. So he was like, I have a car. You're going to have to Uber to go pick them up. So here I'm paying $20 a day to Uber to go get my child because they didn't know how to deal with him. And why? Because a social worker is 30 miles away because they don't have enough staff of ESE that could deal with him because he's on an IEP and a 504 plan. So a normal teacher can't help him. So he's trying to run out the school because you're scaring him and you're trying to hold down an autistic child. And they're like, well, you're going to have to figure out something to do with him. He can't be doing this. This is a danger to himself in this school.
And that's what I told
her. And I said, well,
okay,
how about a meeting? Well, probably in like February. This was the second week of school in August. February, all these months, you want me to do what? Wait for you? No, I'm good.
Yes, that's why I told her. It's like, there's no waiting on now. We're going to go ahead and make the change. And so that way, because
I was done. I was so done.
Sometimes if you don't like the way things are happening, you're not stuck in that situation. You can always change it. Sometimes making a change is hard. It's a different transition.
It killed me. It really did kill me because, I see like Angie, she does the teaching with the chef with the special needs kids. And, her son gets a lot of those things with his schooling, but we don't have that in Hillsborough County. And if you do, you have to be on Medicare or Medicaid. So you have to get state assistance. We don't qualify for that. I don't even qualify for SSI for him. I do, but he gets $3 a month for him. But, so the needs that I needed wasn't available to me because I didn't have, I had too high of an income. But my income wasn't going to help pay for anything because my health insurance deductible is so high. I couldn't afford to pay a $300 office a visit, 3 times a week. So I said, you know what? Let me see if I can do this myself. And my son has went from not using the bathroom to using the bathroom on his own, taking his own shower, bathing his own self. He can tell you a whole paragraph, makes his own sandwich, pops his own popcorn, and you can't even tell he's autistic. Why? Because I had to dedicate myself to homeschooling him, but I put CBD in his regimen every day. I had no choice. And I had to take him off his medication that they were giving him. And I told his doctor when she's like, you haven't got a refill in like 6 months. I'm like, we're good. She's like, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, thanks.
Because there are doctors out there that do,
her husband is a doctor in the plant industry. And
was she like, so she was like, wow, great, good for you.
Yes, but under the table.
You gotta
find those doctors.
You have to find those doctors.
Yeah, and that's why I've always told people too, like, if you don't like if the doctor's not down with your lifestyle, you need to find another doctor who's at least going to treat you and be respectful of what of it. I think that's awesome.
I should be able to tell you, no, I don't want this medication. I'm good, and you be good with that.
Yeah, for sure. Because also too, like, hey, whatever works for you, man. If you find something that works for you,
Exactly. And now he's doesn't need anything, and he's doing his own thing. So my stress level as a mom has been a lot better. So I can juggle.
I know, but you worked your ass off for that.
Yeah, and they've been great. So I can juggle more now. And my husband does pick up a lot of little extra slack for me.
Well, I just think about the things that way she can focus
He
on
does.
the business and focus.
And then I'm yelling at him probably, and then I'm like, okay, he does really good.
Well, because it's like when we started out and when she started going and getting out and getting more comfortable, you can see the joy and the smile and getting out and seeing people. Like there's times we'll go into a dispensary. Oh my God, you're TKSweets. It's like, what? You how do you know that? Like, and it's just crazy. So it's like
I'm thinking, oh, they just seen your shirt.
Yeah, something like, but it's just
they're like, no, and I'm looking at my shirt and I'm like, damn, I didn't have mine on. I had a marijuana leaf on, and I'm like, damn, and they just do know me.
So it's like times, from going from Gainesville to Mount Dora to Orlando to those different to the villages. That was crazy with Fluent. I mean, just the different places of getting out there and meeting and finding out there are other people like you.
Yeah,
and us going
amazing.
through things. It's just that's what's been driving and every day. So yeah, we together a lot, but we do
but we've been rocking it.
Yeah, we do our thing. So
yeah.
How many events have you guys done this year?
So
I know I'm always like, every time I see your pictures, I'm super happy and proud of you guys, but I'm also like, man, I wish I was there.
Wish I was there.
We haven't gone to an event in a long time.
God. So you guys were talked about this morning on the morning show. We
always bring
my husband he watches it on his computer when he's working, and so he put in the chat, Terry's gonna do a podcast with Pot Smoking Moms. And so Carrie responds back and says, oh my God, they should come or something. Colleen said, oh my God, they should come out to Miami. And I'm like, they're coming.
Yeah, I said they're gonna be there. I said they was thinking about maybe having a podcast area.
But I was telling my husband in general, you're coming to see me. Like, I'm like, they're coming to see me. Like, please, I talked to them. I told them.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they're like talking about, they said something about, like my husband said.
The event's going to, from talking, well, no.
It's a Canadelic event?
Yeah. So it's like, we're talking to Pete and Colleen with the 710 and the amount of different activities, the doctors, the different speakers.
Yeah, they were talking about it on their show this morning.
Oh yeah. Do they have people already solidified for speakers and stuff like that?
Yeah, there's some.
I think they're still taking in. They have some, but they're still they're still taking in, and I know the vendors as well too. But just speaking with Pete and stuff about the different things, it is going to be an amazing event. And where it's at, you would not think
it would be. Big place,
yeah, you would not think they would cater that. Let's just say that. So that's one thing about it.
But yeah, they said they're gonna have you. They would like to have like you and doing a podcast. And I was like, that's so cool. I'm so glad they did that. They said you guys.
It's in that's cool. It's in it's gonna be in a convention, the convention hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, the airport, Miami airport or whatever it is.
And that's what I was saying. It's like, I mean, just different places are changing. Are changing, the aspect of the plant. So it's I think if we get past this reefer madness of different, the reefer madness era. Because like I tell people, it's hard to persuade somebody overnight about stuff that you've been drilled with over and over and over and over.
For sure, yeah. It's gonna take a long time.
Having this cannabis and psychedelic convention type thing together, it just kind of brings a big world about how the plant and mushrooms and different things like that is.
Yeah, we'll be educated too.
Yeah, so we will be.
It'll be interesting to learn.
Yeah, as we got into it, we come to find out we hear things about what it does and how it does, and it's, I mean.
And then we're doing it. We did Mount Dora.
Yeah.
And then you lost our
question. No. It was Gainesville, and then
and then we did Mount Dora, and then Port Charlotte, and then this weekend coming up, I'm doing an event with Angie, the Green Baker, in Sarasota. I had to get to that because I've been dying to tell you guys, and I waited till tonight to tell you this. So, because I wanted to share it now. So we're doing a holidays winter wonderland at Oasis.
Yes.
And so she's doing infused marshmallows and cotton candy.
Oh yeah.
And I'm doing hot chocolate. And I've allowed my husband to do churros.
Hot infused churros.
So, and then we're gonna have some vendors.
He's like, yes, finally, I'm finally on churros.
Right. My time to shine.
Yes. So he's gonna cook those there, and while as people, I guess, order them or whatnot.
Oh yeah. Definitely the donation.
So he's excited about that. And you're gonna, if people bring in a toy donation, it's gonna go to Blaze of Hope. And the reason why we chose Blaze of Hope is I know you guys know about, Angie's son and then my kids. So they help families that have children that are in the hospital and they need help financially.
Going through life-threatening issues.
And the founder, she started this because her child got sick and unfortunately she ended up losing her child, but in the same time, she lost everything.
Yeah.
So it was really touching. And then they were at Port Charlotte and I met some of the women that was there. And because my daughter wanted to go get her face painted and they were doing it. And I'm just talking to them. And it was just so nice thinking, wow, amazing. Another mom, you're out there. This is great. And so we chose them to do, to donate the toys to them.
Yes. So definitely.
So I'm excited about that.
Oh, yeah, because he did awesome. Because what was it? From there, he did the back to school bash.
Oh yeah, we did a back to school bash with in August. Yeah. And then in October we did the launch party with Brian Bruno with Potluck. And then the donations they were was $2,000 raised to In the Pink. And then Mount Dora and then Port Charlotte. Yeah.
I can a lot.
It is a lot.
You guys.
Yeah, because we went all, and it took some
working hard.
And he wants to do more. Like he's like,
she wants more.
And I'm like,
So let's just go.
Yeah, man. Yeah, when you get the steam, when you build the steam, it's like, I mean, look, consistency, bro. That's like, it's so hard. Let's be real. Consistency in any capacity is the hardest part, but it is the key to success, period.
Especially when you love to do it. When you love to do it, it definitely helps out.
Yeah.
It helps out a lot.
So I'm still trying to find that because I don't have it. Like people are like, I was speaking to a lady that's coming to our event and she called to tell me, that she wanted to know if she could give my daughter something. I'm like, absolutely. And she's like, but I have to ask you, how do you do it? I'm like, I really don't have it down yet. The consistency is not there. And, but I'm learning.
But that's but consistency, like for everything. I mean, yes, you're referring it to your baking. Well, but I mean, anything like doing your shows to get your name out there, like that's consistency too. You got to be constantly in people's faces all the time. Like,
I mean, those shows, you gotta make a lot of product to take to that. To prepare leading up to those events.
Oh yes.
The collecting of the ingredients, making the like I can't even imagine.
Yeah, that's
then you don't, if it's a lot of work time, like it was ours. You had no clue, like, you want to trust that the person saying, yes, this is going to be that amount of people coming, but things could happen. Yeah. Like Port Charlotte, the weather was not supposed to rain at all day. It came out of nowhere and it was constant throughout the day. So for us, it was great because my husband's such a kind, loving man that he kept pulling the table in. Come stand under our tent, please. But people didn't expect that to come. So, you're putting all this product into an event and then that happens. You're like, damn, is this still gonna keep going? Like, is this,
you're like, I still want my money. Okay, you guys under the tent. Hey, all of you guys under the tent right now, you guys each got $20.
Well, hold on. So that was the whole salesman that I got to tap.
Okay.
I have the table originally at the edge of the tent. And as it rained, you don't want people standing there looking at your stuff with, water and stuff all over the face. So I pulled the table in. So come on in, guys, come on in. Yeah, no. So they're running in, they're getting under the counter, getting under the cover. And what's this on the table? And then they happen to look and see. And
yeah,
yes,
you're like, oh, you're here. You're here. You might as well.
So yeah, they started
Might as
throwing
well
things
My
buy
like
some
that.
husband is, yes.
You know what would make sitting here under the tent, waiting for the rain to stop,
Waiting
so
for the rain
much
to
better?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Thank you for letting you stand here. Please purchase from me.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm like, I was getting mad and I was like, why do you keep pulling the table? I can't like turn.
'Cause every time
My
it rains.
ass is not that little. Why do you keep moving the table? And he was like, babe, I got this. And I was like, oh, because he was trying to, he was like, look, you gotta learn. And
I came in the era
be
of
nice. He was
customer
really
service.
trying to be nice. And I'm
He's
like,
so
hey,
nice.
go to that pen over there. He's like,
I feel Terry though, because you're so nice, and Terry's just like, bro, can you not be nice all the time? Just all the time.
It's the customer
So
service
Angie
in me.
gave him a cat.
Yeah.
So I
yeah.
had to have a talk. I was like, we had to talk about the event. And I'm like, Angie, he keeps wanting to just keep giving and giving. Here, take another one, take another one. And I love him for that, but not that much. Because I love that money that's gonna hit my bank account.
Oh, I know.
A little bit more. And she was like,
real.
I'm with you, Terry, but Ramon, you got to do a cap.
Yeah.
So she gave him a number.
I only use 10.
And no, he put it to 20.
Well, at the event.
At the event.
Because it was
so
2
maybe
days.
next weekend it'll be 15. You know.
But it's more so of the I'm a firm believer of try the product, because if I don't want you talking about the product, whether it's good or bad, and you haven't tried it.
Yes.
And when you tried it, like we have the saying of have a bite, at that point, then
Yeah.
He's
so right, and at the end of the day, he knows he's right, and I know he's right.
I don't know I'm right. It's all a gamble.
Because it works out for us. Like it came back in such a great way to us in so many other ways that I'm so grateful for, and so yeah.
And then meeting the different amazing people like you guys and the great baker. I mean, it's just keeps you wanting to do more, and it should be legal. I mean, Florida has something to say. Like it should be a place where, like Oregon, it should be like Oregon. Like we have the most sun, I want to say, I guess California does, but to be able to grow this plant, and it's just
right
amazing.
now I'm doing a thing with the kids about soil. So we've been going to we're supposed to hit different trails to see what kind of soils they have. So why not have this home grow? And I could teach my kids that in next year, why not? That would be something.
Yeah, man, your kid wants to get into growing and cultivating. Dude, the world is just beginning to open up for that. Like it's a world out there. And it's today I had heard somebody say it's like the fastest growing industry right now. Like
it really is. And I got to tell people,
there's a demand for the flower. There's going to be a demand for good growers.
It is.
Yes. And that's about with me. Like because of my mental status, and how I had consumed so many benzos, it's messed me up pretty bad and mentally. And so if I take a certain strand that's been grown a certain way, it could really trigger things for me that doesn't help me.
Well, yeah.
And so I'm really have to be careful of how it's grown. Yeah. And it's not about if it's been in a specific soil. It's like if it's been used with chemicals, and those chemicals trigger me, and then my PTSD is all over the place, and then it's taken me a while to get back to a good place again.
Yeah, like there's a big difference with street, dispensary, and grow.
Even a dispensary, there is a big
difference. If you've had all three side by side, you will tell it's been homegrown. You can tell.
Yes.
Yeah, and then if you go into medical, I mean, it's always good, but you can tell with street because that's when certain stuff on the street kind of triggers you and triggers because you don't know how it's grown. Some things like I always tell people, look at your ash. If your ash is the lightest gray as possible, the nutrients that was grown in it was flushed out.
And I had to do that. I had to do that to see if he was right.
Yeah.
And it really is.
I saw an article recently about that.
If your ash is dark, it still has nutrients in it.
And or it's been grown with chemicals and it hasn't been flushed out. And so that's what's not good for me. It's triggering something in my mental state. And people are looking at me and they're like, no, because, you know, it doesn't matter what kind of cannabis you have, it's going to work for you. No, everybody.
No, some stuff has given me like panic attacks. Some shit has like some sativas. I used to love sativas and I found a couple sativas that were not good for me.
Right, I'm with you. I cannot.
Like it made me ragey. Like it made me ragey. It made me very aggressive.
Me too.
Yeah, right.
I cannot do that. I cannot do sativas because I am mean as hell, and I don't know why. Like everything just makes like it just.
The jitters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to. I think like White Buffalo was one of those. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
And truly,
when I had pineapple upside down cake.
Pineapple upside down.
Oh, that one's I like that one, but yeah, that one's really I could see how that one could be a problem.
Yeah. So that's where
it made my thoughts run so hard. And for me, my PTSD makes me relive like literally like I'm in that moment, like that bad moment. And so it was making me relive that moment, like, but it was going really fast. And I was like, that's it. I can't do sativas no more. I'm done with that. So I am an indica lover.
Indica girl.
All day. Indica all the way. Yeah.
I started I started doing a lot of hybrids too.
Yeah. See, that's me because I got a lot of to do. I got a lot of tickets, people that are needing things during the day. So I need something that's going to keep me mobile. CBD is definitely something I will say CBD is one of the best things I have daily because then I am in more of a lighter mood.
He's so fucking happy.
Yeah. And then that's why, because like I said, if I run into you again and you forgot that password, winter 2020, I'm gonna get pissed, you know? So it's like, once I have that CBD, I'm like, you know what?
All right, I'll fix it for you.
I'll fix it for you. Don't worry about it.
And then I'm texting him or I'm yelling at him in the house, like unless he has to go to the office. You know, something. Okay, I got it. I got it.
Yep.
I'm like, wow, take more CBD.
It's a definitely big difference. And that's where it's like, you know, us as parents to daily put this medicine in our lives and put it in kids' lives. I mean, it's not so much kids, it's just being responsible parents with it. Yeah. Because, you know, there are some that are.
He has a friend whose son is special needs. He has a feeding tube. He's, you know, got a lot of things going on. She, you know, my husband kept saying for many years, you know, you should try this. You know, this came out in Florida. You could try this. And finally, he was having massive seizures. And so finally she did. She got his card and he hasn't had a seizure in 2 years. And so
what is it? MTC with
she does a like a 20-to-1. Truly was doing capsules and then they discontinued them. So now she's having to like struggle through the dispensaries to find what works for him because he can only do sativas. The CBD and the THC has to be a sativa or he'll start having seizures again. And they're trying to degrade his seizure medicine because the plant medicine is working so great. So it's been a great journey to see that too.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, hearing it, it's a different. We all from kids to adults need it, and it's something that you know people may think that we're just stoners, we're lazy. All because of the reefer madness, how things were back in, but you know, you can still be stoned and successful.
Yeah. And I was just talking to Kathy Jordan. I actually just did a little piece for her, which is going to be posted soon. And she believes that there are people that need it from cradle to grave. And it's not just because it's, you know, there are reasons why. And that really put a light bulb in my head. There are people that really need it from cradle to grave.
I mean, or that can really benefit from it because, you know.
Because his friend's son, he's gonna have to need these surgeries and this feeding tube and all these nurses for the rest of his life. There's no fixing him. We can help him get better, but there's no making him completely better.
And as a parent, that gotta be hard.
And
make it comfortable for them, you know.
He is one that needs it from cradle to grave because he was born this way. And so that's what, you know, really important.
So when they reached out, I had no hesitation to say, babe, let's do it for them. Let's do it for free.
You want to tell them that?
Let's do it for
So
free.
I make him infusion because like I said, they can't find it. And I don't, you know, I can't ever allow in my mind as a parent to know that this could possibly have a seizure because he's out of medicine. And so she could not find it in no dispensaries. And then she couldn't afford to renew her caregiver license for him. And they got into a bad spot because he needs a lot of needs. And she got laid off in August. And so, like my husband said, he said, babe, let's do this for him. And it's worked. And now he went for his procedure and he didn't have one seizure. That's through amazing. The neurology of it. Normally you can have a seizure and you don't know that you're having it in his condition. So they have to watch him, not one. So you know, it's been, So if you need something and and I went by, I have to put this out there. I went by his prescription. I said, show me his prescription that you got from Trulieve because they discontinued it. And I went by and I made sure that it was on point. I used a CBD and the CBG from your CBD store in Plant City. So I had all the lab testing for it. And she bought the syringe, you know, of distillage. You know, so, you know, so, and I had got it and made it for her and it lasted her, it's lasted her 4 months now. And she's needing more. And, you know, I can't do that for everybody, but it made me feel good that I could help her. And if I can do that for her, then maybe this next person can do that for that person. And then we can all do it for everybody.
The domino effect, baby.
Right.
That's why activism is so important, and it just need to be legalized already because it is way too expensive to try to be a patient and maintain that.
It is.
And then buying the product is very expensive. So it should just be a more open market, be legal for everyone to just grow their own into medicine coming from the earth here, put on this planet for us.
Exactly.
Why are you not letting us have something that grows out of the ground that's put on this planet for us?
I know.
Exactly.
Like our body is made.
I feel like God is looking at us. God is looking at us like, what is wrong with you people? I hooked you up, dude. What are you, what are you sleeping on this?
I gave you this in the forest. Why not?
I know. And it's been around forever. It's like insane to me. It's so wild to me. And it's so crazy to me that people were like, oh, alcohol, weed. Oh, this stuff. No. And then the alcohol, like, seriously, bro, you guys
chose that.
Pouring on each other and shit. You're like, for real? Like that? Come on.
So it's like what Jody has said. It's like if you can, if you want to be able to get out there and help, and what could you do to help? There are petitions out there, FreedomsForFreedomGroup.org. And there's other petitions out there. I don't want to knock any other petition. Sign something. We need something on the ballot, period. So if we can get more and tell people that there's more ways that we can be able to get our hands on this and grow this on our own, watch this grow. One is going to give you a hobby. Two is probably going to give you a job.
Yeah, my husband was talking to someone and they made a really good point with him because he's like, there's some people that wake up to look forward to going to see their plants and taking care of them for the day because that's all they have to look forward to.
Some people don't have a reason to live.
And it made me realize, and then that's when we started the 12 days of freedom.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. No. A plant could actually help.
It's therapeutic to take care of plants.
It is. It really is.
So it's a whole aspect with this plant that it could do so much that we should have it. I mean, other states are having fun. Look, we're looking at Liv up there in Oregon having a blast.
Living her best life.
Like, right?
That's what I'm saying.
We need to hear.
And I'm not gonna lie. I
and psychedelics.
Yeah.
Yes. And I will put this out there. At the end of the day, if it doesn't get homegrown here, I don't know if I would stay here. Yeah. I want to grow. I want my kids want to do it. And
have you guys been to a legal state? Have you visited a legal state?
No, and I really keep wanting to go so bad, but then I'm fighting here. I'm trying to fight for us.
Yes. I like the way Sunny
just to visit on vacation.
But no, it's
man. It's kind of hard with you would have to go see. You have a lot of kids to go on vacation.
Well, we could do a road trip. We wanted to go to Pennsylvania for the Canada Fest there that they're having in April or maybe November. And so I did look it up. So his job is in Virginia. So you could go over the line and I could use my card there for Florida. So
nice.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice when you get the fuck out of Florida because there's so many states you can
and it's so much more beautiful in other states.
I know.
When we hear people's story that actually left out of Florida, I mean, it's like,
and so then I'm like, okay, well, I'm sitting here
GTFO.
So we were talking, we were like, when it snows, we'll have to Uber because neither one of us know how to drive.
Oh my God, yeah.
Okay, I wish I could live in Colorado.
No snow, baby. That's my problem.
Colorado is actually not that bad. It's not that bad.
Colorado, right? Colorado's not that bad, but bro, Colorado's expensive as fuck.
That's what his boss
because of the weed. Yeah. Everybody moved there.
But
everybody moved
nice.
there. I'm telling you, when we went to visit, the TSA lady or whatever, the lady that looked at our ticket and took our ID on our way leaving, she was like, you're here visiting. Like she saw our ID, she saw we're from Florida. You know, she's like, oh, you're here visiting. Like, yeah, we came to see your family and everything. She's like, yeah, just visit, right? Like, they're tired of people moving to their state.
That's funny. He had a coworker that just moved there.
Oh yeah.
And his boss,
I have it's a lot of friends that moved there. I know at least 3 people that left Florida and live in Colorado.
Exactly. Let us know when you want to go to Colorado. We got a lot of people out in Colorado, so we
should do a mom's vacation in Colorado.
Like a road trip, and a road trip.
Yeah, bro. But the thing is like, you cannot catch me driving up the side of those mountains, bro.
Okay, so we can.
Fuck no.
I have to do that in Germany.
You have to stay on the grounds.
When we went to Georgia, I'm sitting there trying to drive down these big old mountains in Georgia and Tennessee. It's like some people just flying down, looking down through there. I'm like, hold on. I'm going like 30 miles an hour, people honking.
And it's so funny because my husband's from the city and I'm from the country. And I brought my husband to the country. Like I was not going to the city with you. So you're going to learn the country way. And so he thought that he had it. And then when you go up, they already got it down pat.
Yeah, those hills and mountains can get pretty tricky. My thing is like when I relocate,
I went to go back the car up. I just thought about this. We were staying in a cabin and I went to go back out the driveway. I don't know how, but I got the car like way up on this big planter.
Yeah. Trying to back up.
And I was like half up the ground because I was so scared I was going to fall off the driveway.
And you going down the side of the mountain.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, bro, that's just terrifying.
So beautiful.
I gotta send you guys a video. My friend, she's a Marine and a firefighter. She's got balls of steel, bro. She was driving the truck. Oh my God. If you look out the window, you would see straight down. And it's like It is. I was almost pooping. I was really nervous. At one point, I was like, I can't
Yeah.
even move because if I look, I will freak out. It was nuts.
Oh
Let
my
alone
God.
drive. Oh my God. Even afterwards, she was like, I'm not gonna lie, bro. That shit was scary. And I was like, yeah, I bet. I bet.
That's good. She waited after
That's
to say
funny.
that, though.
She
That's
had her friends and hers lives in her hands. She's like,
Yeah.
I gotta drive this shit
Yeah, she
right,
waited
or I'm killing
afterwards.
all of us.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She waited afterwards. I was like, I appreciate you being real with us and also waiting until after we were not on the side of the
Yeah.
mountain.
Yeah, you know that was crazy, right? Like
Even though she was like, oh man, we were like, and me and my husband would look at each other in the back like, oh man, it was wild. We had and her brother is a grower out there. So we were able to go into his whole facility. It was
That's cool.
great.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah, we need to go to Colorado.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, we before COVID did hit, we was traveling quite as IT technicians. And then once it did, the traveling and so forth, the seas and so forth. So still haven't got that chance.
He has dibs on Colorado. So if they do have to send somebody there, because he's seniority over the one guy, he would get Colorado. Get to go to Colorado.
It's more so of like
no, if
states.
the other guy goes, I'm talking shit. You're quitting that job. I own a business.
Yes.
Fuck you. I'm gonna figure out it.
Well, we did
You see Terry waiting for him after work by his car, like.
Yeah, but I did find out that there is an office up in Michigan. There's an office in Michigan, and Michigan.
Oh, there is one in Michigan?
Yeah, Michigan, their offices are, I'm at that office. Their grow is massive. I think it's like 16 plants or something per household or whatever.
Oh, Michigan, we got a couple friends out there
you have
too.
An office work, a work office.
Yeah, there's an office that's out there. So
really?
Look at that, see. So that's what it's like. If they don't have something on the ballot in 2022,
y'all learned something, and I did too.
Yeah. So
if it gets on the 2022 ballot, I think it'll pass.
I think so.
The thing is that since it's a non-presidential election, less people tend to
go vote.
show up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then here's the thing. So Florida doesn't have the means to afford to hire an attorney. So they're trying to get that means to do that, but to their understanding, if they don't get this on the ballot, all these petitions that have been signed is going down. They're done. There is, you have to restart again. So
let me ask you something. Has Florida tried to get any dispensary to like sponsor them or throw down for them or anything?
They do have a norm. I don't want to say a routine, but they do have donations that are been made to them. But right now, a lawyer's wanting like $150,000 to be able to review all these petitions and stuff.
And then the counting of the petitions is what $1 account or something.
Yeah, because they signed, and when they came out with this petition, they agreed that they weren't going to pay someone to go out and get signed petitions, that they were going to, do it themselves, and
grassroots. Yeah.
Right. So you have to pay for that. And that adds up.
Yeah.
When you've got 1 million needing signatures, that's $1 million
just for
right there.
What if you did what if you would have people pay $1 for each petition they signed, and they would get a really cool sticker or something like that in return?
So at my table for Mount Dora and for Port Charlotte, what I did was they had these marijuana glasses, and they have this little necklace and a couple little things. And I said, if you sign this petition, or they wanted to know how much it was. And I said, you can donate with a signed petition. And they did that easy. Yeah. I didn't have to go into this long, big spiel because I can't talk right. And if I did, you're not going to probably understand me because I probably don't understand myself trying to explain it to you. So I'm just saying, if you want homegirl, you can donate, sign this petition and get those glasses.
Oh yeah.
And it was that easy.
Yeah.
And then I was doing
it's just a lot. The footwork, of the people, having the people on the ground to do that shit.
Yeah. It's the dedication. Yeah. And then when you're doing it for free, not a lot of people, and especially going through the pandemic, they don't want to do much of anything. And you know, I love Florida Can. I love all members there, but they've been in it for so long that they're trying to figure out new ways to the new society and how new ways are going about and working. So they have to change to
reach the people.
Changing. Yeah. So it's like,
because you got different demographics. Some still use mail, some likes text.
I still have a lady that she has to call me have her husband or her daughter call me to ask me to make her an order. And how she wanted me to give her the menu was through email so her daughter could give it to her dad. So her dad could give it to his wife.
So there's different ways.
She does not touch technology.
Yeah, there's different
like Amish people.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there's some people that want it strictly through TikTok.
Yeah.
Or Instagram or Facebook.
But we have to do these petitions. Download, print, sign.
I know.
So you got to try to treat them.
That's why it's like the way that I think about it. I feel like, okay, there are a couple of ways to go about it that you can kill the most birds with one stone, right? And that's if everybody kind of advocates, right, and prints out a bunch of those things and says, hey, every time you go to somewhere where there's a bunch of people, you just go, hey, look, can you do this? And then you collect them and take them. Or, you know, a bunch of us go somewhere, like when we went to the Renaissance Festival and they were trying to make a sign.
Yeah, they got a lot of crowds.
Outside the Renaissance Festival.
Outside a place. Well, you know, that's why I'm like, at the festivals, at the cannabis festivals would be ideal. You know, I see fucking Sunshine Cannabis out there pushing their petition. And I'm like, shit, we should be fucking doing that shit too. Like every time that there's a festival, you know, I mean, but it's you know, it's footwork. It's man. Like,
and they were out there at Mount Dora and then they were at Port Charlotte. And they had a booth set up. So I haven't really got to talk to them about how the Port Charlotte came because they were so far away from us.
Yeah, it was a big layout.
Yeah, and then
and you get so caught up with your own shit, forget it. Like sometimes there were booths we didn't even know were around because it's like, well, how am I gonna do it? You know?
Exactly. I didn't even get to see Pothead Mom Diane because the rain started and I seen her leaving, but I did get to see Jackie. You know, luckily I got to see one of them out of the bunch. And I met Gabby. I got to meet Gabby.
Yeah, that's awesome. She went out there too, huh?
Yeah, she was out there.
That's awesome. She's big time supporter too. She's trying to get her thing going too. I'm so proud.
I know that is super cool.
Yeah. Well, you guys, we love you so much. It's always a pleasure to talk to you, to see you, to just be around your energy. And just, you guys are like the fucking best, bro.
You guys are the fucking best.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on our show.
Well, thank you for inviting
us. Sharing your story and being so open and honest. And that's just, thank you for that. Really.
Yeah. I feel like
to do that.
All of us kind of like... Like we can't stop doing this shit now. All of us are kind of like cheering each other on. Like
we're in it, and we need to be in it together. And
that's
not
the only way
fight
it's going to
against
work.
each other.
It's the only way it's going to work. It's helping each other out. You can't get mad because this edible bakers there or that edible bakers there. We all do it together. Support each other. We all have different styles, like you said, Jay. We all have different things that we bring to the table. Like.
We do different flavors, bro.
Yeah. There's no reason to be, selfish. There's no reason to
options is good.
Yeah. So get out.
Whatever. If those people who have that, the jealousy, the envy, those are deeper issues that they need to take care of. You know what I mean? Like,
so get
I don't
out,
know.
get out, show love, and it'll come back.
Enjoy each other.
Yeah. Have
Be
fun.
about it. Yeah.
Have fun.
Coming
Love you guys.
2022, we'll be going to more events.
Yeah. We'll see.
I mean, I would like to, eventually I would definitely like to, and the thing is like, I don't know how you do it with the homeschool.
If they do events, I probably wouldn't see you no more. You'd probably be
No,
going
what
off at
did you
that booth.
say again?
No, I was gonna say that I don't know how you do with so many kids because I have two and I'm like, man, when they finally go to school, I want to have time, right? But no, I really do eventually want to make an event, like I'm trying to see what we could do locally to see how, that way if I fuck it up, at least it's like right here and I'm like,
Right.
but
You're in your comfort zone.
yeah, right. I'm still like, I could drive home and not, the drive home, I won't be crying too long because the drive home will be shorter. But no, which I mean, whatever. It will be a successful. I'm not even putting that negativity on it. But eventually, yeah, I would love to have some, do an event just to see how it goes. It's hard to put together an event, man. That shit is not fucking easy.
No,
it's really not.
But the thing is, like the chemistry that you two guys have, like, and the openness that you can get to people and allow them to be more open.
Yeah, exactly.
There are more parents and especially moms that need that. So they need you out there in Florida.
Yeah,
guys.
and I'm very comfortable with you guys. And I don't get that comfortable with many people because of my issues that I've had. So it takes me a minute to get that way, but with you guys, it's instant. Yeah. So like
yeah, there's what though too, and there's a certain thing about the plant that like I don't know, there's a social aspect to it,
Yeah, it's a bond.
That's why they don't want us to have it.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it brings people together, and
one of the many reasons,
and it's healthier. One of the many reasons.
If I didn't like you, I'd be like, okay, well, if you have this to smoke, I'll like you.
This
is
I love awesome, you guys. I love you guys.
Yeah, you likewise. So we'll talk to you guys soon.
Can't wait to see you guys again in real life.
Yes,
for sure.
February. For sure.
February.
So if it's not when we go to Miami, it'll be definitely to do dinner.
There's no way we're going to be in your area. We can't.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. You guys are gonna. Yeah. We'll see each other before then. But yeah, like I want to do a dinner. We cannot look. I don't know. We can go to a park one day, Jay, but I don't know about fucking 2 on the weekend.
Look, Friday. Could you do Friday night dinner?
And
or would it have to be on the weekend? Okay, so Friday we do dinner since we won't be going to a park that day.
Yeah, I'm straight with
that. So we
won't
won't be exhausted for being at a park all day.
Yeah.
Then Saturday we go to whatever park we want.
And then Sunday we fucking sleep in and go the fuck home.
Then we're only going to Epcot.
We can. I mean, we'll get a. Well, okay. If we go, we get a park hopper pass.
That's what I said. And you're like, oh, it's too much.
It is fucking crazy expensive.
It's not. Look, you do Epcot. Epcot's not that bad because like you just walk around the world. There's not a lot of rides. It's just walking around. And then you go to Magic Kingdom just to see the show. And that's it.
Oh yeah.
And they're even connected by monorail.
That's a good idea. And I'm not even going to the park. I'm coming to dinner.
Yeah, I mean, look, if we
see the fireworks in the castle thing.
Hey, if we do one day, we'll get a park hopper pass. We'll do it. Because I'm not there's no 2 days and one and after the other, I'm gonna be a fucking puddle. I'm not gonna make it home. I'm gonna be a fucking.
I don't know why you think it's like. I guess you just don't know how to Disney, bro.
No, not only that, but
I go 3 days in a row to different parks. Go to this park one day, the following park a different day, and the following park another day.
Listen.
Angie says Jay is the biggest Disney hog ever. She says I
didn't renew my pass. Okay, I didn't renew my pass, and this is gonna be my last time going to Disney before this pass expires. I didn't renew my kids' passes. My kid and my son, my husband and my son passes.
Yeah.
And I still have mine, and it's about to expire in March. So I'm trying to use it before.
Oh yeah. You gotta use it.
Expires.
Yeah.
And I'm even considering.
That's why she's like, I want to go to all the parks
myself
every day. Or like, oh, dude, slow down.
I said 2 days.
Because this is the thing too. We gotta go. I don't want to take these poor people's precious, sleep time.
But I will be there whatever night you guys decide on.
Friday night is when we'll do the dinner.
Yeah.
And I forgot I was supposed to send you about the mystery thing. I'll look that up.
Yeah, whatever. We'll look into that. I like that idea. If anything, look, medieval times is fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, I don't care with that too. I'm fine with that too.
So yeah, whatever. We'll come up with something, but for sure.
Whatever you want, I'm down for.
All right.
All right,
I'll see you guys
Have a
later.
good night. See ya.